I'd always been afraid of being diagnosed HIV positive, and so I had a lot of fear, fear to the point that it kept me from educating myself on HIV.
I was living on the streets, I was a drug addict, and didn't know which way to turn or how to get my life back.
My life was pretty messed up back in the day. I was into drugs and alcohol.
95 was when I was diagnosed in Alberta. Doctors gave me 2 years to live, and I came west to try and let my family that was living in Victoria know.
I found out on February 4th at 11:30 a.m. and I had this new information. I didn't really hear anything. The day was a blur. That was a pretty rough night. It was a low point for me. I just wasn't ready to talk about it with anybody. I was too afraid what it may mean for my life, what it may mean for my career or my job at the time. It took me 3 years to deal with a lot of the issues I had. My best friend and I had gone traveling, and he kind of talked me through a lot of stuff, told me to deal with a lot of my internalized HIV stigma. When I came home from traveling, I had decided that it was time to kind of just open up and stop living in fear.
When I walked in that office, he gave me a piece of paper with some numbers, some references or resources to call, and I was like, I ain't calling nobody. The first time I heard about Positive Living BC, they were a little organization. My first event I ever attended was the Positive Gathering. When I sat down and I heard the opening ceremonies and that just blew me away, and I thought, well, I looked around and I didn't see that many Aboriginal people. And I thought, well, no, I was meant to be here for some kind of reason.
A friend of mine brought me here and said that there's resources that, that can help you. Because I didn't know, I was just a teenager when I found out.
I actually was invited to a Positive Gathering before I even became a member here. I finally got brave enough to walk up those stairs and become a member.
My friend who worked at Positive Living had told me about this job posting for the Gay Pos Sex study, and I applied for it and luckily got it, and that was kind of my first entry into the HIV field.
When I first came here last year and was elected, and I walked through that door where only board and staff go behind, it's peer, other positive people that are volunteering and helping make this agency what it is today.
I sit on the board of Positive Living, and last year I was the keynote speaker at the Positive Gathering. So in a very few years, I think I've come a very long way.
I've been positive for a long time, 25 years, and
They're like family to us, actually.
but they accepted me, and my family that I have right now pretty much, told me to bounce, and that's my adoptive family. So my family is here.
It's due to the support and all the people that work here at Positive Living, because if it wasn't for them, I don't know where I'd be today.
The people that work here, and the people that come here will stop what they're doing and see to it that your needs are met. And there's people that come here and just listen to you, because sometimes that's all people need. Somebody just to bounce your stuff off of.
It's like home. The different staff, the different interactions with different volunteer people. It's just a place that you want to hang out because there's so much wealth of information.
In my first few years of being HIV positive, I felt like no one knew what I was going through. Even though I knew other people were HIV positive, I didn't think that there were people that I could relate to or people that would understand the feelings that I was having. And Positive Living really changed that for me.
It's enriched my life. The Creator made me positive for a reason, and the reason is to work in this field and to be a voice for those voices that can't be heard or those voices that can't be heard anymore.
Learning is the biggest thing that HIV has brought to my life. I had to give up the alcohol. I had to learn to give up the street life and the drugs and all that, and learn a new way of living.
Positive Living really empowers us as positive people by encouragement and all these programs to live the best life we can. I know there are people that do work here and volunteer here, and they have HIV in their heart. We may have HIV in our blood, but they have it in their heart, and I think it makes it an awesome team.
I want people to know that there are people out there to help you, that there are people like those at Positive Living, that you don't have to go it alone. I can guarantee that there's people out there going through the same thing. And once somebody has gone through it and they've kind of hopefully learned a bit from it and are willing to help others, that's when we really see community building.
It's really amazing to see an organization that is really run by positive people. I really truly believe that it changes lives, and it changes them, I think, for the much better. And without Positive Living, I don't know where all of us might be today.